Welcome to Sister, where real women take on real issues for real. I'm Kathy, and our panel is terrific today. Kim, Melissa, Roxanne, and Judy. And I know they have great opinions on this. Girls, this is really in the news and on my heart. Do you think that welfare recipients should be subject to drug testing so that they get their benefits? That's hot in the news today.
Yes. Why not? Students get drug tested, employees get drug tested, athletes get drug tested. Why not?
I agree. Kim?
I mean, I just think it's a shame that a lot of different, especially young women, they mooch off of these benefits. Yeah. It's like a lot of them are on the Section 8 welfare and things like that. And if you need help in a season, that's completely fine. You know, get that help in that season. But then we have generations of families, mom and grandma and great aunt were on welfare and food stamps and things like that, and these people just sit and they're just collecting the benefits.
When you're abusing the benefits, you're keeping it from someone who really truly needs it for that season of their life.
But we're asking about drug testing. So that to me is crucial. If someone is getting food stamps, but then they're using their welfare money for drugs, that doesn't make sense.
Well, I mean, but nowadays most people are they're selling the food stamps.
Right.
That's what people are doing nowadays. They're selling food stamps so that they can get the money for it and do whatever they want. Not just drugs, but anything.
Yeah. No, and I agree. I think there should be drug testing involved. I mean, we can't keep being enablers.
Yeah.
Yes, that's the word I was thinking of.
It's just, we're in a society right now where we're just constantly enabling, and we've got to break that mold. And it has to start with drug testing. I honestly agree. They're selling the welfare, they're using the means to get more drugs. It's not a healthy environment.
If you have nothing to hide, why not get drug tested?
Okay, well, all I can think of then is another layer of bureaucracy to administer the drug tests. That's what I'm thinking.
And then what
it's a
do they
nightmare.
do once they get the drug test? Termination from welfare, education on how to get off of drugs. What is the next step? There needs to be a step.
Having a next step is needed.
Yes,
There needs to be
definitely.
a step before the drug testing. If you want to receive welfare, then you need to be in a program for education. You need to be in a program to enable yourself to do better in your life.
But
to
I think
break
before that, there needs to be a step on just teaching people how to just be independent. I mean, we should be dependent on Christ, but that's in our Christian world. But just to be independent, I mean, how many of these people are willing to get off of these different assistances? And
They're not.
Or not married because they're receiving a welfare check, that if they would get married to a spouse who was working, they would not receive that. So we're actually enabling, as she said, we're enabling the whole system.
But our whole society is really messed up too, because we waste so much time. And I don't want to waste more drug testing time, but I want drug testing. However, I think more of this generation is wasting tremendous time with social media. And I think that Twitter and Facebook, LinkedIn is a little bit more businessy, but does this make people think they have a false friendship with people?
Yes.
It can.
I
think if we use social media to deepen relationships, it can be a very good thing. But a lot of the times we're not. We're using it to hide from other people.
Right, it's more of a curiosity. I think people are curious. We're gossipers by nature. We want to know what other people are doing. So I see social media as more of a curiosity than a commitment to relationship. And if it doesn't get deeper, as she's saying, we have those superficial relationships.
It's wonderful.
But I do like the fact that you could affect a lot of people at one time.
Look, we put our sister-to-sister tapings on our Facebook pages, and guess what? Everyone's watching. Watch.
And relatives,
Twitter, tweet,
that you don't normally see can be involved in your life in special ways because you don't interact with them in a close.
I agree completely. But here's the other thing: we are falling into the trap of false identity. We're falling into this trap of where we feel that the more we, how do I want to say?
The more friends we have?
Well, yeah, the more friends we have, the more importance we feel, the more, and you know, and
Our
that's
identity needs to be increased.
It does,
and
it
then
really
use the
does.
social media as an outlet to better yourself or your ministry or your
But
job.
think of how many Christians are hiding behind social media as well.
Right, it's a problem.
Because I mean,
It's a big problem.
there's tons of people that on social media and things like that, like they're the greatest Christian in the world, but then behind doors, you're like probably what a grimiest.
It becomes a mask.
Yeah.
It becomes a mask.
I really believe that the social networking can be very destructive within someone's life. I mean, we spend so much time using social media and in many different ways you can, young people, I'm just thinking about a case where...
Give us an example of
I'll
what
give you
you're
an
talking
example.
about.
Example of a young girl connecting with a guy she doesn't know. She meets, they hook up and meet, and she gets pulled into sex trafficking. I mean, these are real life issues that are happening, and these tools, we're just openly putting all this information out there about us. There's no guard. There's no
Boundaries.
Well, you know, and as parents, we need to step in and take responsibility with our children too on what social media they're allowed to be part of, if they're allowed, and to be in
These
their
are just
business.
tools. They're not inherently bad. It's the
No,
user
they
of those
can't be
tools.
good.
Because that's
Right, and
extreme.
abuse.
That's extreme.
But
The
it
whole
happens
thing about the
more,
sex
Kathy,
trafficking.
than you realize.
It must.
It
I don't
really
know.
does. It happens more than we realize.
Wow. Wow. Well, I'll tell you what, this is a good topic. And we have a saying here, and it goes like this: as iron sharpens iron, so does one sister sharpen the other. If you have any opinions on this or any of the things that we talk about here on Sister to Sister on Real Life, send us an email, s2s@ctvn.org. See you next time.